Today on the Morning Edition, Alaska's wild beauty can also be wildly dangerous. Alaska State Troopers released the name of the man swept away in Turnagain Arm. We'll share the warning from rescuers for anyone thinking of surfing the vortex. Plus, crews continue to battle the Starry Fire as the community of Anderson remains under evacuation orders, but many haven't left. We'll share why and show you what's happening on the front lines. And later, Whittier Harbor was taken over with the ultimate question hanging in the balance. Will it float? Held together with hope streams and a little duct tape. We'll check out the water-based festivities as the Morning Edition starts now. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. That looks like a lot of fun. Do you think you could make something that would float?
Hopefully, because that water's cold. I mean, it's got to be cold.
Oh, my goodness. That looks like fun. We'll take a look at that in a bit later. But what's the weather looking out right now?
Well, we are watching some rain showers building back in across parts of South Central. We're going to see some heavy rain through the Susitna Valley later this afternoon as we continue to see this wet weather pattern building back in across the state. We've also got more thunderstorm activity to be expected in the interior. We've got temperatures this morning sitting in the 50s and the 60s. We do have that cloud coverage remaining. Temperatures starting off this week just a hair degree cooler, but we will chase those 70s once again by week's end for areas of South Central. Now, this morning, we're largely quiet for many areas. Now, Prince William Sound already still holding on to some of that rain. You can see as you head through the valley this morning, we are also seeing some of these light rain showers pushing through the region. But one thing we are going to be watching, notice that rain building in through southern parts of the interior. This is going to continue to increase in intensity as it builds off towards the west, southwest as we head through the rest of today. So areas nestled up against the Alaska Range and into the Susitna Valley. This is where we can expect to see some heavy rainfall as we head through the rest of your Tuesday. And we'll see that increasing towards the afternoon and evening hours. Be prepared for the potential for 1 to 2+ inches of rain within those locations where we could see that heavier rainfall sitting around for most of the day. Now, this morning, not much in the way of that heavier activity. Since midnight, we've seen just a few hundredths of an inch of rain as you head out towards Prince William Sound, even through parts of the valley, some of those passing showers. But many areas did continue to remain on the drier side. We are going to see temperatures today largely warming into the 50s, if not some lower 60s as we head throughout the afternoon. Much like yesterday, we'll largely hold on to those cloudier skies with that chance for some rain building into Anchorage and lower parts of the valley later this evening as that system continues to build into the Susitna Valley. So coming up in my full forecast, we'll be talking about more with this rain heading our way. We've also got more thunderstorm activity in the interior and the latest on that wildfire activity. I'll have those details in that 7-day coming up.
NOAA is investigating how and when a fin whale, possibly pregnant, died after it was struck by a Royal Caribbean cruise ship near Seward. As Rebecca Palsher reports, advocates say the answer to preventing the next strike may be simple: slow down.
People and animals have come to see her.
I petitioned for them to be listed under the Endangered Species Act a year ago.
A female fin whale, most likely pregnant, along the banks of Seward. Why and how she died is being investigated, but conservation groups say ship speed is a problem.
The cruise ships, they're here to show people whales and scenery. And it's doubly ironic or negligent of them than not to take every measure possible to protect the whales that are their bread and butter of their industry. But due to their hubris and corporate recalcitrant state, they just have not been willing to adopt a voluntary vessel speed reduction in these critical whale areas.
The cruise ship involved with the strike was the Royal Caribbean vessel Ovation of the Seas. The company won't say how fast its ship was going, but scientist Rick Steiner would like to see speeds reduced to 10 knots or less.
One is it increases the time, the response time for the masters and mates of the ship, if they do detect a whale dead ahead, to evade. And secondly, it increases the time available for the whale once it detects the ship, the oncoming ship, to evade the risk of a collision. So it gives both sides a better chance to avoid a ship strike.
The International Whaling Commission says most whale strikes happen in the Atlantic Ocean, 62%, with 28% happening in the Pacific. It's not possible to get a fully accurate number of whales hit and killed because scientists say most strikes aren't reported or a captain doesn't know it has happened.
So we need to designate these critical whale ship areas in Alaska and at least get the vessels to voluntarily slow down.
Was speed to blame? That report is being investigated by federal officials now. Rebecca Palsha, Alaska's news source.
Royal Caribbean shared a statement in response to the incident, saying in part, quote, "We are saddened to hear that one of our ships struck a whale while on its way to Seward. We take any impact to marine ecosystems very seriously." The ship immediately reported the incident to the proper authorities. We are cooperating fully with NOAA and are awaiting the necropsy results. In our continuing coverage, Alaska State Troopers have identified the man who died after being swept away while paddleboarding in Turnagain Arm. Troopers say he was 25-year-old Joshua Novakovich of Anchorage. The Girdwood Fire Department says Novakovich was surfing the board tide Friday night just north of Girdwood off the Seward Highway. He was swept into the middle of the inlet and couldn't make it back to shore. His body was found on a sandbar Sunday evening, according to troopers.
It's a hazardous area, but it can be gorgeous. It can be amazing in so many different ways. If people are going to recreate out there, please be safe. Use buddies, go in groups. Try not to do anything as a solo individual. And again, have the information, the skills, and the knowledge before you go out in those extremely high-risk areas.
Novakovich's family says he had a huge adventurous spirit and he loved everything about the state of Alaska. His body was taken to the state medical examiner's office. Anderson is still under a go evacuation status as crews work to contain the Starry Fire. State officials say the threat is part of a bigger shift in Alaska's wildfire season, with thunderstorms triggering more than 50 new fires in just 3 days. Adrian Peterson reports from the Starry Fire's Incident Command Center.
Here in Anderson, the community is once again facing the threat of fire, which is burning not far from where the Clear Fire was 4 years ago. As the Starry Fire continues to burn, it has prompted evacuations, keeping the community at risk. Now, those evacuations included just 11 people out of the nearly 120 residents in Anderson. Most of the community has stayed in town instead to support the fire suppression efforts. The Division of Forestry and Fire Protection says, as the firefighters are now a few days into the suppression efforts. While the fire has seen less activity today, risks remain high, with 2 new fires sparking nearby. Despite the ongoing threat, Grebe says everyone in the area is alert, which makes the firefighters' jobs a little easier.
Our local residents have just been incredible. We've been receiving donations at our fire department for all of the for all the firefighters who are out here. We also have had somebody who has one of those cute outdoor boxes that you can get snacks from. She loaded it up with free snacks for the firefighters, like meat sticks and candy bars and all of this amazingness. So people here are not worried about themselves as much. They're worried about making sure these firefighters are taken care of.
While fire suppression efforts are making progress, leadership for the fire crews say weather conditions over the next few days remain dangerous and could change the behavior of the fire dramatically. Adrian Peterson, Alaska's news source.
A fire broke out at the Matsu landfill on Monday evening. Borough officials say it was reported around 5:15 in the construction and demolition pit. The fire started in an area that had been compacted earlier in the day. Multiple fire crews were on scene, and officials say the fire is confined to that pit and is not spreading to other parts of the landfill or surrounding areas. The public was asked to avoid the area overnight. We'll bring you an update to this story once it becomes available. A husband accused of killing his wife, then helping search crews look for her. That is the case prosecutors are trying to prove against Zarius Hildebrand. On Monday, the state called its final witness, including Dr. Emily Matthews, who testified DNA matching Soraya Hildebrand was found in a trash can and a vacuum inside the apartment where prosecutors say she was killed. The defense maintains that Soraya shot herself. He was a defense attorney in Anchorage. Prosecutors say he also used that position to help a drug trafficking network reach across Alaska. Monday, Justin Facey had pleaded guilty in a case tied to an alleged cartel operated from inside a California prison. Johnson Kuhn was in the courtroom.
46-year-old Justin Facey pleaded guilty today to 1 count of possession of controlled substances with intent to distribute as part of a plea agreement. His sentencing is scheduled for October 6th. Facey's case is part of a 53-defendant federal investigation prosecutors have called one of the biggest drug trafficking rings in Alaska history. It's allegedly led by California inmate Herculio Sanchez Rodriguez. Authorities say he used contraband cell phones from prison to run a drug network targeting more than a dozen Alaska communities. Prosecutors say Facey used his law license to help facilitate that operation. Court documents show him allegedly bragging to Anchorage attorneys that the cartel had retained his firm. Under his plea deal, both sides agree a sentence of no less than 10 years is appropriate. Prosecutors agreed to drop 4 remaining counts. This case also connects the 2023 Trapper Creek killings, where prosecutors allege Sanchez Rodriguez directed the murders of 2 women to advance the drug enterprise. That trial-setting date is now pushed to October 20th. Facey will remain detained until sentencing. He faces between 10 to 40 years in prison. Johnson Kuhn, Alaska's news source.
4 U.S. Coast Guard members are recovering after a helicopter crash on Monday morning. The Coast Guard says the MH-60 Jayhawk was on a training flight when the crew's personal locator beacon activated around 10 in the morning. Sitka Fire and Rescue reached the scene near Harbor Mountain around 11. All 4 crew members were taken to Mount Edgecombe Medical Center with minor injuries. The crash remains under investigation. Still ahead today on the Morning Edition, every once in a while, a little dip in a pool is a requirement, even if you happen to be a moose. So we'll find out why this moose is wandering in this little pool next.
Heavier rain builds into parts of South Central as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. I'll have more on that. But first, at sunrise, coming in at 421 in Anchorage, 258 in Fairbanks. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back in. 15 minutes past the hour on this Tuesday morning, Aaron. We had some stunning sunshine just in time for solstice, but now you say that rain and cooler weather is moving in.
Yeah, we're going to see some heavy rainfall building into parts of the Susitna Valley as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. We're also going to be watching some of that rain moving through the Alaska range, where we could see some of that heavier activity with more storms expected later today into the interior as we continue to hold on to that threat for additional wildfires. We did see those wildfires grow as we went into our Monday and then overnight into early this morning. Now, when it comes to the rainfall, we've got rain scattered in nature as you head out towards parts of the Kuskokwim Delta. And then as you head across South Central, we've got that rain moving in across coastal areas. And then north, as you head into the Susitna Valley, the Alaska range, and then southern parts of the interior is where we're still holding on to that rainfall this morning. But we are going to be watching that heavier band of some rain that's going to settle in across the Susitna Valley later today into the evening hours. This is where we're going to be watching for up to 2+ inches of rainfall, which will be possible. And you can already see the leading edge of that forming into southern parts of the interior, and that will steadily build off towards the southwest. So here over the next couple of hours, you'll see that rainfall increase in intensity as you head through parts of the Susitna Valley. This is really going to occur as you head out towards parts of the Alaska range. So for areas nestled up against the Alaska range, as you head through northern parts of the Susitna Valley and western parts of the Susitna Valley, that is where you're going to see those higher rainfall totals. And as this continues to build off towards the southwest, Anchorage and lower parts of the Matanuska Valley will be clipped by some rain showers later this evening, probably more so towards the late afternoon and early evening hours. This will stay with us through the overnight hours and then into early tomorrow morning. You can see that shifting out towards the western Alaska range, and we'll see some dry time across South Central here over the next couple of days with a gradual return to some sunshine breaks, and those temperatures will warm back near 70 as we head into the close of this week. But we do have the next few days where we're going to continue to hold on to that rainfall. Now, western parts of the Kenai, north to the lower parts of the Matanuska Valley will fare a lot drier than surrounding locations, but we're still going to see the heaviest activity through Prince William Sound, and then as you head through the Susitna Valley. Notice these darker colors. This is where you're going to see 1 to 2+ inches of that rainfall. So if you live out towards Talkeetna, Trapper Creek, you're going to see that potential for 1 to 2 inches. Now, Willow will be right there on the edge. I think Willow will see more in the way of about 1/2 inch of rainfall, if not slightly higher amounts, but you'll be right there on the edge of that heavier rainfall. So that stays with us today and into early tomorrow morning. Again, not as wet for Anchorage, but showers are still to be expected, more so towards the late afternoon and early evening hours. We'll still warm into the 60s across many areas of the state. 70s to be expected through the interior, with a slim chance that we could see parts of the interior warming near 80. Closer to South Central, you can see some 50s dotting the landscape, particularly as you head out towards coastal locations. And then that 7-day forecast showing that we are going to warm back near 70 as we head into the close of this week, really Friday into Saturday, before more rain showers return early next week.
The pool was meant for the grandkids. Then a moose showed up, ignored the guest list, and left the pool leaking its way to retirement. Jace Bertrand has the South Anchorage splash session you have to see.
There's nothing quite like an Alaska summer, but those temperatures can be brutal. And that's why one Alaska family has decided to come to Southwood Manor to try and beat the heat. Only they're not the type of Alaskans you're probably expecting. A mama moose and her baby stopped by Julie Mitchell's pool on Monday. Just 3 days earlier, another moose took a dip in that very same pool, making himself right at home in Mitchell's backyard.
Most people don't have the opportunity to see that kind of stuff, but watching that moose play in the pool was just crazy. It was crazy.
Mitchell says that moose are a regular sight in her neighborhood. At one point, 5 moose made their way into her backyard.
I had a mom with 2 babies that were born last summer, and they hung out for 2 days, slept, and I think they had just been born. But it was so safe and green back here that they really like it.
In this video, you can see the moose splashing around in the pool before taking a keen interest in a floating plastic duck.
He attacked the duck, tried to eat the duck, and I didn't want him to eat it because it's got a microphone or a thermometer on it, and don't eat the mercury, that's not good for you.
While Mitchell says the sight was entertaining, the moose's dip destroyed the bottom of the pool.
We're gonna take it down, throw it away, take it to the dump, I guess. I don't know if we'll get another one this late in the season, but we'll see. Kids do like to come and swim in Grandma's yard.
Despite the damage, Mitchell says the experience helped her appreciate the sights unique to the last frontier.
We take it for granted because we look at it every day, right? And most people don't see that.
And if you're a moose looking to cool down for the rest of the summer, you might need a bigger pool. Jace Bertrand, Alaska's news source.
Too cute.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting. Available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.